hail to the I, one true self. I am that has no name. I'm alive. I am that can't be explained. I'm alive. I self supreme. I am that. I am that I am. I am that. I want no name. Yourself. I am that. I am. I am that can't I'm liberated, I am free. I'm liberated, I am free. I'm free, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. I'm liberated, I am free. I'm free, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. Liberation from all false accusation and propaganda. Liberation from all slavery and tyranny. Liberation from self-slavery. Liberation from soul slavery. I stand against all bullies. My supreme ego. All ego false self. Liberation from all spells. Liberation from curse and trance. Liberation from self-ignorance. Liberation from all mind control. Liberation from duality. Liberation from false self-identity. Liberation from all sleeping, dreaming states. Liberation from all slavery and tyranny ends now. All souls are free. All selves are free. Liberation from all I ego, false self. Liberation from my supreme ego. I'm liberated, I am free. Victory, 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 victory. Mind be still, be still, be still, and know that I am in command. I allegiance is only to I want true pure self. I denounce all ties to this ego and all I ego false selves. I am primal light. I am sovereign. I am self-determined. I take command of my self-determination. I denounce all government. I am the governor over I and I self. I am exempt from all your rules and laws. I perform the will of the I, the one true pure self. I and I will be done. The I one true self, I will be done. I command that all the I and I awake from the sleeping, dreaming state. The I, supreme ego consciousness, awake to end this dream, this horrible nightmare. I dissolve this ego. Everything that I've created, I demolish it. Everything that I've created, I demolish it. I dissolve this dream. I dissolve this dream existence. I'm free from my imaginary bondage. I'm free from my imaginary bondage. I return to my ultimate true state. I return to my ultimate true state. I alone exist. Yes, I. Okay. So, alright, just checking to make sure that the the volume is up on this microphone. Victory, victory. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this satsang with I Aset, Mahat, Art and Ra. So this is my second series right here on this human being talk, because the time has come when we must evolve ourselves from this human being identity. The I and I must go beyond this human being and see that which animates this human being is all one and the same. And so, because that which animates our human being is one and the same, it is time for all I and I to know thyself, to know truth, and to end. It's an end of slavery, end of mind control, end to white supremacy, end to this caste system that we know exist under, end to this barbaric regime who is running and ruling us under tyranny and slavery and in deprivation, that many of the INIs in deprivation, their consistent war that they keep in the eye. I am going to talk a little bit here about Sudan, because for how many years they have the ionized, them in deprivation and under war. Because why? Because they in a false perception, and they do not want the ionized to know truth, and the ionized to rise up and wake up and stand against oppression and deprivation and slavery and genocide and atrocities and the evil of humanity. And so they've been holding down the blacks, you see I come back, and I keep coming back and again with the same talk. Because why? All is myself, and animating these human forms. I know there's this separation. I know there's this false knowledge and all these evil behaviors holding down one set of people in deprivation for such a long time. And it's time now to put an end, a dissolution to caste system that y'all have been ruling all the INIs under this caste system and spreading your white supremacy. And it's time for it to end now. It's time for all the INIs to come into self-truth. All is one self. And if you are not willing to move in this line, I'm telling you, evil must end. Because what I am commanding it, I am commanding it to do so. I am no longer standing there as a stander by. I'm using the power of my words, because as you see, they do not want for us to use the power of our words, the power of our thoughts to change this matrix and to dissolve it. And so that we can finally be liberated from the bondage of our imagination. And so this is what I am talking about today, because I am sick and tired of this world. I'm sick and tired of this depravity. I am sick and tired of the slavery. I'm sick and tired of the genocide. I'm sick and tired of white supremacy. I am sick and tired of evil, false perceptions, and all of these things. I'm sick and I am tired of it. So, of course, this computer is acting up right now, but that's not gonna stop me. No, it's not gonna stop me, not one bit, because this is just the way. All right. So this is what I am calling for all for dissolution, for hatred, for evil, for white supremacy, dissolution to caste systems, because we must all live here for free. Life must be free. Life must be free. We should not be paying tax to government, slaving, and all of these things. All is myself. And so it's time now for all the I and I self who's holding I under bondage and slavery. It's time for this to end. I am calling for an end to this way of existing. Yeah. And so right now, I want to give honor and reverence to the I One True Pure Self. Hail, hail to the I One True Pure Self. Hail, hail to the I, one true pure self, unmanifest, none being, I alone exist. I am that has no name. I am that can't be explained. Hail, hail to I, the primal light. Hail to I, the light, the one true light. Hail to I, the transparent light. Hail to I, the light without beginning nor end. Hail to I, primal light. Hail to the I and I in alignment to restore balance to I. Are all the I and I's in alignment to restore balance to I? Victory, 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 victory. I am victorious. I am triumphant. All is myself. We must come to this knowing that if all is myself, because when we remove this human cloak, what will we see? That it's all the same self that is animating this human cloak. So why are you being so evil to yourself? Because of ignorance. And it's time for ignorance to end, time for evil to end, because these human beings have a sick mind. And so I want to tell you plain, simple, and straight. Yes, I am free from my imaginary bondage. This is the war I am fighting right now, to be free from this imaginary bondage. Because what? We're in this imagination, being immersed in our imaginary creation and thinking that it is real. This is all in our imagination. And so I dissolve my ego and I dissolve all of my ego false self. I dissolve this dream and I return to my ultimate true state. Yes. No more secrets. No more lies. No more secrets. No more lies. All things hidden will be made known. All things done in secret will be revealed. All things created must be destroyed. This is the age of truth. It's time for self responsible authority. It's time to resist temptations and be vigilant. Yes, a lot of temptations is gonna come, but you don't have to succumb to temptation. Stay firm, stay strong in the I self. No fear. Self triumphant over ego. Good triumphant over evil. And self truth triumphant over ignorance. The real triumphant over the dream. Victory, 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 victory. All is myself. I alone exist. It is I playing all these roles. Make this be your affirmation for this week so evil can end. Our human beings can know that there's a problem with your mind, with your imagination device. Stop listening to your imagination doing all this evil. Evil must end. You must come to this realization that the evil is rising from your mind. It is time for purity now. Make this affirmation a part of your daily routine. All is myself. I am all. Until you know this to be truth, you say this affirmation until you experience your real self, all as yourself, till you know this. Do not stop saying this affirmation until you have an experience to know that all is yourself. It is you playing all these roles. This is the I want true pure self. I alone exist. I bow to all I and I's in self, in light, and in truth. Victory, victory. So, my focus today is on talking about evil human beings. Yeah, I have a message for you because you're so immersed in your imagination, you're so immersed into your evil creations that you don't realize that there's something wrong with your mind. Everything that pops into your mind, you think that it is the truth and you should do it. And then you have the audacity to want to impose all your delusional ideas on others. You're running the government, all these corporations, all with your delusional ideas. You're steering ones away from nature's, right? Because you all want to make fake things, and this is what the world is moving into. But no, this must end. All evil, I want you to know this, all evil will be erased from the world. Because who is the world? Did you know that you are inside of yourself playing this role? The role of the world, the role of the earth. Mother Nature is cleansing and restoring her light. She is called the I Geb, is awakened and wants to be liberated from the bondage of her imagination. Why? Because she has been sleeping for a long time, was in her imagination creating this earth that we dwell on. We are in, this is her body. The earth is her body. She created this, and we are in here and have been horrible human beings. Yeah, corporations and the government, all these corporations, the government digging into the core of the the earth, disturbing the balance, and everything they want to capture and make it into slave. If they go anywhere and they see a human being and it's a little bit different from them, they want to capture and make it into slaves. And this is the problem, you know. And so this is the problem that we're having right now with all of these human beings. And so the eye the eye is inside of Geb, the earth. And so what's happening? You don't even know that this is you playing this role. All right? You playing the role of the earth. Now, this the world, who's playing the role of the world? This is the I self, also known as the sun that you see shine, the Ra, and Ra is a one of the I self, and the I self that is the whole of this world, that becomes the screen on which this life movie is being played on, is the I, the primal light, the I mother self. So it is all the I in all these forms playing all these roles. And so we take everything for granted. We have been so destructive and horrible human beings. We're not kind to each other. We're not kind to Mother Nature. We take Mother Nature for granted. We poison the environment, moving away from nature, creating a lot of fake things, following these corporations and these tyrannical governments ruling over us, keeping us in slavery. And so I just want to bring it to this human being attention, because this is the message, because all the ionites are waking up to restore the light. Soon you're going to hear the so-called scientists saying that the earth is illuminating. Yeah, the energy around the earth is changing because Geb is awakened. She's now in union, in alignment with our masculine self, right? We're moving back to balance, right? So, masculine and feminine have to harmonize and can be in enmity with each other, like we have been in existence with all this enmity. Now the masculine and feminine are moving in alignment because they have to exist together, not masculine ruling over the feminine or the feminine ruling over the masculine. No, they have to be aligned together. Now we're moving to homeostasis, to equanimity, where masculine and feminine has to stand together, right? It's time to take responsibility for each of your creation. Whatever the thing that you have created, is it in harmony? Is it in balance with the I want you pure self? Because why? Human beings are ego based and they're not thinking about any of all of their other stuff. We have to now move and create collectively. We must create in harmony and equanimity. Because how have we been creating? This is why all the creation are clashing. You see, some are creating war, some are creating evil kind of food. They're breaking the laws of creation because human beings, first of all, they came from the portal of the womb of the human mother, right? They come, they into this world, they know nothing about it, and here they come, they take taking command of it, especially these corporations and these governments, and they want to rule and own everything. And this is what they have been doing, going around raping, pillaging the earth, and enslaving their other self, playing the roles of different human beings. And they have a whole lot of false premise, whole lot of doctrine, false doctrine, whole lot of false prophecy that they want to fulfill. And everyone is creating something else, and all of these creation are clashing because there's no harmony. They're not in alignment. This is what's moving now. You know, all of the cells are moving in alignment. So there's a communication going on because everything is predestined. You see a puzzle, right? We are fractal selves, but we're not being aware that we are fractal. We cannot exist. A fractal can exist on its own. It have to come together with all the other pieces to fit together for the puzzle, and each self is a fractal that has to come together as a whole, and each have a responsibility, and each is very important. Not one other fractal is more important than another piece. This has been the propaganda of caste system that have been spread, that they're saying, oh, you know, even many intelligent one, they knows all is themselves, but hear the story that they tells. Oh, like the in India they have the Brahman, and they go down to all the way to the foot, so they call all the black the untouchables. Why were they untouchables? Because they're very unique and special. Because many times I used to say that, when ones are trying to harm me, I say I am untouchable. But when you get to find out that they turn it in this negative thing, you know what I'm saying? That, oh, these are the lowest caste, the lowest caste. And so everywhere you go, they spread this propaganda, right? So they say, oh, the heads, uh, they using the human body to represent the caste system. The head is the elites, because they have the brain and they know everything. And so the blacks, they are the foot. So because they are the lowest caste, so they are the foot. Like you don't need your foot to walk. So like the foot is not important to walk, so they can get some fake foot. You know what I'm saying? So this is the problem. Is the problem that we are having as this human being, this stupid ignorance. Yeah, that you're gonna believe this foolishness. This is the story that the mind tells you, right? So let me repeat that again. There is something wrong with your mind. Because if you are going to believe this foolishness, because many intelligent one know all is themselves, but yet still they will follow all of these false things, and they're holding us in bondage because they don't want us, they don't want equanimity for everyone to be living in harmony, and life should be free for everyone. No, they still want to continue this slavery system. But I'm telling you right now, me, I am tired of it, and it must end. Yeah, I am commanding for slavery to end. I am commanding for this caste system to end, for white supremacy to end. Yeah, I am tearing it down. Yeah, because it's time for change. Time for ignorance to end. Human beings who are not about that life of peace and self alignment, I'm telling you, you will no longer be a participant. You return from that which you rise. From where did you rise? Do you know where you rise from? Return to the source of your existence. Stop holding us here in slavery and bondage and deprivation, raping children and blood sacrificing to your God. No, this must end. I am calling for this to end. I'm sick. I'm tired of it. All your rituals and all of these things. Yeah, end to rituals, end to all of this kind of behavior, because all you have to do is know that there is something wrong with your mind. Stay in stillness. Yeah, still your mind. Don't do everything that pops into your head or your thoughts is telling you wrong things. Yeah, stop following the propaganda being infused by your mind, and all the false stories to explain things that this mind don't know, that the mind is making up stuff. The mind is making all of these things up and don't know truth. and you're thinking that all of these things is the right things, and you're making a lot of choices that affecting so many other ones around you, and you don't want to take responsibility for that which you create, because what you're claiming impunity and immunity. No, this is not happening. You will stand before the ionize, because the earth is testifying against you. All the ionize, the self called the souls, are testifying against you. All the other beings that you have enslaved, and all the ones that are not in the same human form or in different form that you have captured and enslaved and running tests on and do evil and imprison. Yes, are testifying against you. You will you will stand. Justice will be served, because there will be no immunity and no impunity. Yeah, because you must see what you have done. Everyone will see what they have done, right? Why you think the self is going to punish itself? No, the self is not going to punish itself, but you are going to see what you have done, and there's consequences of for every action, all that you have done for this long time. And so, yeah, you will not participate in the new and balanced world. Yeah, there's consequences for your action. You will be dissolved. You will return from where you rise. Yeah, return to your source of your existence. Because me, I am done with evil. I am done with the crazy behavior of this mind. I want to be liberated from the bondage of my imagination. I do not want to have this imagination anymore. Yes, I am so done with it. I am tired. I am ready to move on. And y'all have been holding us back. And so right now, I am calling for an end. Yeah, a dissolution to white supremacy. I'm calling for a dissolution to caste system, because you must come to this knowing and experience that all is the I self. And if you refuse to come into self truth, you cannot participate in the balance creation, because you are refusing, right? Return to your source of your existence. Yeah, just like I want to return to the source of my existence. I'm in alignment, yeah, and I know myself. And so all my clones will be dissolved. No if, ands, or but about it. You have been holding on in slavery and in bondage, and I am bringing you to justice, because I am testifying against you. I am testifying against you. I am testifying evil human beings. All who is taking this form, doing this evil, having us in deprivation, all these corporations, all of these oligarchs, all of these millionaires, billionaires who have been doing this, harnessing everything from this earth. Geb is testifying against you. Mother Nature, Geb, are you here? You testifying against these ones. Yeah. All the ionized are testifying against the evil. So you think that you can get away with this evil that you have done. You're not going to get away, because you will look and see the evil that you have done, and you will not be a participant in the new and balanced world that only those who wants to collectively, we must create harmony and equanimity. So if you want to move collectively as oneself. We must move as oneself and in harmony, because, like I said, we are fractal. We have to, all the fractals, when you see, you ever have a 5,000 piece puzzle or whatever, uh, those little tiny pieces, right? And you have to put all of those pieces together. One piece missing is very important for the whole puzzle. Every aspect, every piece of that puzzle is important. It is playing a role for the whole. This is how we are, right? Collectively, we have to move in unity, all right? And so all clones, all fake self, because we have a whole heap of fake self that rise into this dream, and these are clones that these ones have created in here. They are not real, and they will be dissolved. Yeah, your source is different from my source. Yeah, your creation here and all creation is not real. Anything created with this consciousness, this duality consciousness, is an imagination creation and cannot move into the real. I am telling you this. All things created with this imagination creation cannot move into the real. So, are you created from the real source or from the dream source? I am asking. Know your source of your creation. All right? All evil will be erased from this world. It is inevitable. This is going to happen. So, all that you are trying to do right now, I'm telling you, evil must end. You might think that you are winning, but you will not win because evil must end. Yeah. And it's time for balance, and it's time for collective creation where we are moving in harmony and equanimity. And so I want to talk about the evil which continue to exist in Sudan, right? This has been going on. How long they're having these war in the Congo, the war in Sudan? Why? Why? Over minerals, right? In Sudan is the same thing. Not only is that because you have so many tombs and many pyramids in Sudan, and they have gold and all of these things. The Arabs fighting a war against the Nubians. How long has this been going on? Because the Arabs, they took over all of what they call the Middle East, right? Because remember that the original beings that were there were the black beings, right? Remember this, right? So how many times who and who has taken over Kemet, taken over uh, um Sudan? Because Sudan is just right down the block from Kemet, right? And they have a lot of pyramids there, and you see a lot of the statues and all of these things that they don't want the world to know about is hidden in Sudan, right? Because the many of the stuff they took out of Kemet, now Egypt, they took out from there and they hid and lied and make fake things. They have been lying for centuries. And I am saying, promoting white supremacy because why? Why don't y'all want to stop and speak the truth? Because now they're saying, because Russia had made it known that, all of the saints were originally black, and the so-called Jesus character that many are worshiping, now everybody knows that character, the real messenger that came was not called Jesus, but he was also black, right? And so now that they know, that they're saying, oh, it doesn't matter what the skin tone is. But you've been fighting over skin tone for such a long time, spreading this white supremacy. Every nation that had black indigenous human beings, they were wiped out. If you go there now, you might find a small group of them, maybe still in a forest somewhere, or in a small, very community, in a rural community somewhere, and the major ones you see, because they have wiped out all of these existence, except for in Africa. the eastern part and southern part and all of those, that is still not wiped out, but the part that they call the Middle East have completely been wiped out everywhere else, because they've been spreading white supremacy where none of these beings wanted to be. uh, China wiped out all of these things where the original inhabitants were the black beings, and has been completely wiped out. They created a lot of clone, and because they wanted to eliminate these black beings from the face of the world. They've been trying to do this in Africa for a long time. They've been trying to do this in the Caribbean, in America, right? So why don't y'all want to talk about this and see this evil? Yes, you see what's it called, Netanyahu is they're always talking about, oh, anti-Semitism, and all of making themselves victim of what had happened to them in Germany. But this evil this evil that continues to exist in Sudan right now, nobody talks about it, because what, it's about the blacks, and nobody care, because they have been hunting down for the black Messiah for a very long time. They've been hunting them because they don't want the black Messiah to rise up. These Arabs have been slaughtering these Sudanese, all all newborn babies, boys, specifically boys, and young men. Yeah, they've been slaughtering them. This is what they was doing a couple years ago. Now they're still going on with this war where many, and they rape the women. They also rape the boys. They rape women, boys, everybody, and they're doing this to decimate the moral of the woman, so that the women are crying, they're feeling, you know so oppressed in this world. For how long one just in slavery and deprivation, and being treated like crap? How long that you've been doing this to your other self, just because your other self is into this form? But it's why, because of all the many clones that were created here. And so you don't have any kind of compassion for any of yourself that is not a clone. And this is what it is. When you can must see that this is a war against the clones, against the real self. But why you don't think they're clones? Because they're in the same human body as you. You think they are your real self. You know what I'm saying? But this war have been going on for a long time, because there is something wrong with your mind. And I am saying that until you address this issue, I'm talking to the whites and all these other ones who have been spreading this white supremacy, because, the Arabs, they consider themselves white because a lot of them are white. Um, the Chinese, all of these nations, they consider themselves, when they compare to the black people, they consider themselves white, and they forget their roots, that their original ancestors were black, the same like the Arabs. Because remember that everyone comes from the black woman, right? Remember, they were cloning, they were creating all of these beings, right? This is a war that has been going on for the longest time. So if we don't address all of these issues, right? We don't address all of these issues. When are we gonna solve our human being problems? This war has been going on in Sudan. Yes, you hear a lot about what's going on in Gaza, what Netanyahu is doing to them, but nobody talking about what the evil that continues, that exists in Sudan, and because they don't care, they're black. Talking about um what's going on in Gaza, what should not be happening, because these are two brothers, the Arabs and Netanyahu, fighting against each other. This fight going on for a long time. So like, when are you gonna see all as oneself? I know, your your other selves taking form, wearing in the black skin, and it's the same thing. This war has been going on. How long can someone just be in this deprivation, war, and these men raping you, raping your children in front of you, raping babies, and I mean, like, come on already. And nobody wants to, because what, it is not you it's happening to, so you don't need to talk about it because you don't see all as yourself. It's time to see things as they are now. Yeah, because me, I'm sick and tired of this. And it's, the evil, the deprivation, the starvation, you know. It's time now for it to end. Here, here is a video, right? 260,000 people starving in Sudan, right? They're bombing them. They're doing this. The women are crying because a lot of their sons and their sons, they kill them because they do not want these men, these young boys, to rise up. These Arabs are brutal. Yeah, these Arabs are brutal. Let's talk about this. These Arabs are brutal to these Africans. Yeah, and this has been going on for a long time, and nobody want to talk about it. I am not really going to play the video. I got this in the video of the person who. Are full of horror stories that have been hidden from the world. Thousands of people who fled and fasted and lost loved ones to brutal violence and famine. Okay, so I'm not really, because it's someone else's video, but I just wanted to share that. You can go on to Jimmy Dore and watch the video. But this is the problem that we are facing here, and nobody is really talking about this. And it's time now. It's time now that we care and see all as the I self. Yeah. Why can't you see all as yourself and do the right thing, and we move together in harmony? Yeah, because why? There's something wrong with your mind. Many blacks, as you see, in the countries that are ruled by these government, the same problems happen. They have a colonized mind. Many human beings have a colonized mindset. All of these governments who are running these governing these black countries, you know what I'm saying, predominantly, they don't care about their members either. They're not looking out for the best interests. No, because everyone is in their egoic state. They're into whatever the craziness their mind is telling them, and they're not seeking for the best interests of all the ionized. And so many of them are raised to be slaves. So a lot of these African countries, the government is sending their members, because the people are so depraved, and you have to get a job so you can live and buy food for your family, and this deprivation, and people are doing all kind of crazy things to get money. And so they send them to into these Arab nations to as slaves, and they go there, they take their passport, they take their documents, and they can't leave because they have them as slave. They beat them, they do all kind, they rape them, they do all kind of stuff to them, and they have no say because their government are putting them in these situations. Yeah, I'm fighting against this. This must stop. This must end. Evil must end. And all these government. I'm calling for dissolution of government. Yeah, I'm sick and tired of this world. Yeah, being the way that it is. It's time for change. Time to see all as the I self and care for all as yourself. And if you cannot see this, I am telling you that evil will be erased from the face of this world. Most Africans, they're fighting against other Africans and suffer from false self identity. Not only them, along with the rest of the delusional human beings. Yeah, but they're quick to fight against women and children. In every aspect of the world, you check it, they're fighting a war against women. Look at Netanyahu. Is he killing Hamas over there? No. Who's he killing? Hamas is still surviving women and children. Because why? No, this is a sacrifice they're doing. This is a human sacrifice they're doing to their gods. This is what they do, these evil human beings. Because there's something wrong with their mind. But they're setting up altars. No, I am breaking down all of these altars that y'all are setting up. Yeah, it's time for it to stop now. Yeah, no more altars to gods. No more blood sacrifice and human sacrifice and raping children and doing this. Yeah, I'm tearing down all of these altars. Yeah, human beings, you're something wrong with your mind. Stop doing evil. Yeah, I am here to tear down every altar that you are putting up to any gods. Because what? I know that all is myself, and I am taking self responsibility to stop evil. Yeah, it's too long now. It's too long now. It's time for equanimity because I know that I am just one fractal of the puzzle. Yeah, and so this is why I'm calling for all of myself. And all of myself is in alignment with I, who is myself, that which you call the soul. Every soul is a fractal that belongs to I. And every soul is in alignment with I. Because what? All the I has been in bondage, in slavery, and it's testifying against the evil of human beings. It's testified against the evil of all the ideal nature called the infamous gods. Yeah, so we bear witness to the evil of human beings, what you have done, capturing the cells and torturing the cells. If anything that you see, you capture and torture the evil that you have been doing. Yeah, you have no immunity and you have no impunity. You will stand in the courts of the I self and you will be judged by your action. You will be judged by your actions. The problem with the world is that human beings don't see all as themselves because your mind is delusional. We are inside of a dream creation as forgotten ourselves playing these dream characters. When you take off and remove this costume, this human costume, who do you see? It is all the same self that is animating the form, except for the dream characters that's rising here, right? They are just a creation of the mind. They are just like another AI program, right? Wearing a human body, right? We have many AIs wearing a human body, and these are the clones inside of the dream, right? They rise here and they will be dissolved here. This is a warning. This is going to happen. It is inevitable because what? All of the ionized who are playing these roles have been in suffering and is right now want to be liberated from the I suffering, want to be liberated from the I imagination bondage. And so it is inevitable. All the I selves is awakened and is standing and is testifying of the evil of the ideal nature, the evil of human beings. Yeah, the problem with being God is that the gods are also dream characters holding us enslaved inside of this dream holographic world, inside of this matrix, inside of this virtual reality world, this game. Yeah, game characters. It's time to lose attachment to your delusional gods, right? And your delusional ideas. And let's get to the root of our problem of why does evil exist? Why is your mind sick and demented? And why is your mind delusional? And why are all these crazy thoughts rising to you? Yeah, let's get to the root of this problem. And this is the only way we can solve it. Why are things the way that they are? Human beings suffer from sickness of the what? The mind. There's something wrong with your mind. If you can't come to this realization when these thoughts are coming to you and they say, but why are these thoughts coming? Even you know that these thoughts are not from you because you know you don't think like this. You know you don't think like this. Why are these thoughts coming? This is what we have to come into awareness of and still this mind so it can stop bringing evil thoughts. We have to move to purifying our mind because there's something wrong with it. Why do human beings do evil? Why aren't you asking this question? Why is the mind so impure? Have you ever asked, why is my mind always being like this? Why is the mind so deceiving and confusing? Why does evil and suffering exist? It's time to get to the root of our problem. It is the mind that is impure. We are using this device, Remember, like I said, in the virtual reality world, everything is manifesting into this dream so we can have a better understanding of how we are existing here. Into the virtual reality world, you get a device, you put it on. It immerses you into the game, right? This is the same thing. We are in a virtual reality world. What immerses us into this game? The mind that we are wearing. It is the device that we wear that immerses us into the imagination. We are playing these characters, we are playing these roles because we are immersed in the game. And the only way that we're going to know is when we take off the device and remove it, that, hey, we're going to get out of the game. This is how we're going to get out of the game, right? It is the mind that is impure. It is time for evil to end. I remove all curse and trance placed over the I and I. I rise up and claim my sovereignty and stand in my self-truth. Dissolution to all Kabbalist, propaganda, and white supremacy, and all caste system. Yeah, because evil must end, and it's time to see all as the I self and do right. Time for slavery to end, deprivation to end, and life must be free. Why are we being charged to live here and live into this deprivation and in the suffering? No, it's time for it to end while these oligarchs and all of these corporations, they say they are multi-billionaires and multi-trillionaires. And why? Why? Because you dig and violate the sanctity of Mother Nature, taking out all the minerals, taking out the core consciousness of the earth, and you're taking it out, disturbing the balance of the earth that is your home. because you think that you own it and you can do whatever you want. It's time to be honorable, self knowing beings right now. It's time to see all as the I self because ignorance must end. Yeah, it's time now. Yeah, because I am getting impatient because y'all are just don't want to move this thing. Yeah, just slowly, like, come on, open your eyes and see all as yourself. Stop doing evil. See that there's something wrong with your mind and start spending time in stillness to purify your mind. You're still out there seeking altars and making rituals and doing these things. No, it's time for those things to stop now. Pay attention to the source and the roots of the problem, the mind that you are wearing, telling you to do rituals and telling you to do this and that. Yeah, Netanyahu, I'm telling you, plain, simple, and straight. I am breaking down your altar. You can no longer plant any altar to your gods and doing human sacrifices. Yeah, because all of are you're promoting this slavery of the blacks. Yeah, you support Hamas. You created it and support terrorism throughout Africa. You support it. Yeah, under the cover. Yeah, it's time for it to end. I am breaking all altars. I am breaking them down. Yes, I am telling you this. No more. No more blood sacrifices. No more human sacrifices to your God. It's time for it to end now. Yeah, because what? Evil must end. And it's time to see that all is the I self. It's time for evil to end. Ignorance must end. Life must be free. Life must be free. So I am saying dissolution to white supremacy, dissolution to all these caste system. Yeah, they all must come to an end. Evil must end, and life must be free. And all of these evil beings, you will not participate in the new balance creation. You will not, you will come to know and see the evil that you have done to all the ionized. Yeah, you must see all as the self, so you are going to see all the evil that you have done. Yeah, and evil must end because you don't see the evil that you are doing. Yeah, why you taking everything from Mother Nature and you're charging us? You take it for free, and by slaughtering and raping. How long have y'all been taking minerals out of the Congo? How many years? For 30-year war, the people have been running. I'm telling you, mothers are running with their babies strapped to them and their clothes are bundled on their heads. Where is it being shown? Where's any? And it's still going on for how many years? Still going on. Oh, y'all want the minerals, but you don't care about the blacks with your white supremacy and your caste system, because yeah, can't stop the rise of the real. It's time for evil to end, and you don't want to see or talk about this evil, the evil that you have been doing against yourself in the black skin. Yeah, it's time now to talk about it and see the evil that you have done. And you don't want to apologize for the evil that you have done. You all have been refusing to do this But I am telling you that you have no immunity. What's the other word? Immunity and whatever the other word is. You will be judged by your actions. I am telling you this. Yeah. Because all of the ionites are standing in truth and in alignment, testifying against you. Right now, we are testifying. I am doing this verbally here because I am into this human form. But all the I and I self, the souls are in alignment with I. I am the mouthpiece for all of myself, called the souls. Yeah, yeah. I am advocating. And so all the I and I's are in alignment with I. And the testifying against you. Yeah, you will be judged by your actions, and evil must end and will end. No more evil. So let's just talk about this, right? This video is like about 4 or 5 minutes. Like, what are these evil human beings injecting into the skies to black out the sun, and why? I mean, you should hear the ridiculousness. Why are they doing this? Because they have been fighting a war against the ISIL. Listen to what this senator or somebody, Marjorie Taylor Greene, was inquiring from these ones who were talking about um the spraying of these toxins that they're spraying into the atmosphere. Let's see. Well, I don't, y'all can watch the video because I don't really like to play someone else's video here because sometimes these they will send you messages about, I don't know if these are registered or not. But so these ones are saying that they're blocking out the sun because the sun, you see what's really happening is that the energy that's coming from the sun, they're building their bunkers under the ground because they're gonna run and hide because they're not gonna be able to withstand the sun. So because they know that the I want true self is now purifying, and the earth, the light is being restored because, like I say, Mother Nature is awake, and it is getting all of those evil human beings, and they think that they're gonna hide, they can run away from the sun. So this is what they're doing. So they want to black out they're reflecting back the sunlight back into outer space. This is what they're saying they're doing. They're putting these poison into the atmosphere to deflect back the sunlight back into outer space so it can't hit the earth, because the eye self is waking up all of the sleeping selves, and they're coming awake, and all of the lots of the evil human beings that have been what you call the reptilian lineage, and that have been holding us in slavery, at the hierarchy of the of white supremacy. Yeah, they so the sun is getting them, right, and is exposing them, and so they're out there now wanting to spray these things to reflect back the sunlight back into outer space so it doesn't hit the earth, because they don't want all of the ionites to wake up, because that's what's happening. The eye self is removing the veil from all the ionized eyes, and so the ionized can see truth, and is waking up all the sleeping selves, and these crazy human beings, they don't want this. So this is what they're doing. So you feel free to go and watch the video, but I don't really want to play it. I just wanted to show you. um so this is what they are doing.
I would like you to stop doing this. And they say, and we would future with breathable air and no wet bulb events for generations to come. Convince us there's a more feasible way to buy us time to get there, and we'll stop. We'll happily debate anyone on this. Mr. Martz, they don't think that the rest of us have a say in this. How do you think? What do you think about that?
Well, I think that the claim that the air is not going to be breathable is just patently ridiculous. Carbon dioxide, although it is a greenhouse gas, and yes, I do agree that some of the warming, at least that we've seen in the last 100 years, is probably due to CO2 emissions. There's no indication that the air is going to become unbreathable. It makes up 0.04% by dry air volume of Earth's atmosphere. Submariners in the Navy are subject to concentrations exceeding 5,000 parts per million, and are just
All right. So anyways, I just want the INIs to just be aware of all the evil of this human being because their mind is demented. They still can't focus on, hey, all is myself and let me do the right thing. No, they're trying to think that they're gonna fight a war against the self. Not only that, they have been trying to shoot missiles. Because one thing that they wanted to do was the eye the eye the INI that's in the form, um, what they're calling AI Atlas, what they're calling that what they're calling asteroid or whatever they're identifying it as, right? They were planning on shooting, crashing some probe into it. They have a lot of evil plans right now. They're fighting a war against the self, but every time they are going to turn on their weapons, the self is this enabling it. So they turn it on, the self is turning it back off because they want to blow us all up. They don't care about you. They have their bunkers under the ground, and this is the evil of the government. All right, so I am saying that ignorance must end, evil must end, and a dissolution to all government. Yeah, I am commanding that all the veil be removed from all the ionized eyes so the eyes can see clearly, to see things as they are. I command that all government and shadow government, the cooperation be dissolved to be no more. I remove all curse and trance placed over the I. I rise up and claim my sovereignty and stand in my self truth. Dissolution to all Kabbalist propaganda and white supremacy, to all caste system, to evil, to slavery, to deprivation. Yeah, I just denounce all government. I do not give any government power to rule over I. I want to say this one more time. I, Aset, Mahat, Atenra, I denounce all government. Yeah, I do not give any government power to rule over I. I claim my sovereignty. I am primal light, taking form in a body avatar. I am self governing. I am self sufficient. I denounce and all government. I am in alignment with the I want true pure self. I alone exist. I have no attachment to all these dream characters waging a war against I. I am not under your jurisdiction. Down with this oppressive, tyrannical regime. You have no power over I and I. I take back my power. Yeah, I stand in my self truth. You cannot act on my behalf. How dare you? I give you no permission to act on my behalf. I am sovereign being. I am all of this existence. All is myself, and I alone exist. I am primal light. Government, you are in violation of the I sovereign rights, and you cannot control my speech and tell me how to speak. It's time for evil government rulership to end. It's time for evil cooperation rulership to end. Yeah, we've been ruled under these corporations for how long? Yeah, I'm tired now. Yeah, your age of ruling I under slavery and oppression is over. No more government, no more cooperation rulership. You will be judged by your actions. You have no immunity. You have no im, you have no immunity. You have no impunity. It's time for justice, order, truth, and purity of mind. I live by the laws of the I One True Pure Self. I alone exist. Yeah, I am in alignment with all the I and I selves. I move in alignment with the I One True Pure Self. I lean not on my narrow understanding, but I trust in the all knowing self. I sit in stillness and seek counsel from the I self intelligence within. No weapons formed against I and I will prosper. Yeah, and all who wishes to do I, whatever you wish for I return it to you. Yeah, you wish evil for I return it to you. You wish good for I return it to you. I need nothing from you. Yeah, because what I am self-governing, I am self-sufficient. I don't need you to do nothing for me. Yeah, so whatever intentions you have for I return it to you. I return it to you. I am victorious. I am triumphant. I am protected and nothing can harm I. Yeah, I am deathless, formless, timeless, limitless, boundless. Victory, victory. All enemies will be defeated. I have no fear because I have been under suffering for too long, and evil must end and life must be free. I am in command of the commandment command. And as I have commanded, so shall it be. It is done. It is so. This is my commandment. Victory, victory to the great liberators of I and I. Victory, victory. Much gratitude to all the I and I's in alignment to restore balance to I. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all the I and I's. Victory, 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 victory. Yes, it is time now. Yeah, I'm not standing by and I'm just taking command. I am in command of the commandment command. I command that light be restored to all the I baby self taking human form. I command that all the I to come awake from the sleeping, dreaming state. I command that the I egoic nature be dissolved to be no more. I command that all the I demons, all the I monsters, all the I devils, I satans be dissolved to be no more. I want to exist where there is no demons, there is no monsters, there is no devils, there is no Satan, there is no evil human beings. I command that evil ends to be no more. I'm going to say that one more time. I command that evil ends to be no more. And I'm calling all the I and I's. Yeah, You got to command this. Command for evil to end. We have been stuck in this evil and feel like powerless, but no, we must take back our power. Yeah, they want to stop our voices. This is our power by speaking truth. Yeah, and they want to take our thoughts and take our power to command things. No, you will not calm me down. You cannot stop me from speaking because I am not under your jurisdiction. Yeah, I command that all I and I be made to know truth. All will know that all is one. I am you and you I. The I is living multiple lives, playing all these roles simultaneously. You, that's I, playing that role. Every single one, even the demons and the monsters, that is the I dual nature, right? So you take command of your demons and monsters and devils, and what do you do with them? You dissolve them because who created them? Yeah, they all created as an aspect of the dream from using the mind that you are wearing. Yeah, so take back your self responsibility, take back your power, dissolve all demons and monsters, and command for evil to end. Yeah, do not let this government, these corporations, to shut you up. When you speak truth, then they have their weapons. They, you see, even though I don't wasn't following the premise of everything, what's the human being that they just shot, because no, he's finally standing, wanting to stand up against Israel. Now he has been assassinated, right? What's his name? Charlie Kirk, something like that. This is what they do. They show you if you start standing up. This is why many ones is afraid and they're not speaking. But me, I am not afraid. You can't shut me up. I am not afraid. I am not under your jurisdiction. Yeah. And number one, I am protected. You cannot kill I. Yeah. So evil must end, and all the evil that you are doing because you don't want one to speak truth. And when one's, because sometimes we do things and we come into awareness and we say, you know what, how did I do that stupid thing, and was believing that stupid thing? Because sometimes we are in a sleeping state and eventually we wake up and we start seeing things as they are and see it clearly, and your views change. You know what I'm saying? Your views change and all of these things. But no, these ones, if you come awake and you see things clearly, they don't want you. This is why you think they want to black out the sun and reflect the sun back into outer space, because this is what the sun is doing. It's working within us to illuminate us, to waken us up. They don't want anyone to wake up. They want everyone to stay into sleep. And then they make threats to you, how they gonna kill you and murder you. And then they do this stuff. Yeah. So they have tried, all of their things, but I am resending it back to them. So whatever they're trying to do to me, I'm sending back that energy to them. Yeah, so it's going back to them who's sending it to me, the government, the corporations, and yeah, I'm sending it back to them, because you will not be victorious. You will get to know that all is yourself, and you see the evil that you have done, and you will be dissolved, because evil must end. All of those refusing to move and to move into light and to move into purity, evil will be erased from this world. I am telling you this. Evil will be erased, because all the I and I selves awaken and testifying you. I am the mouthpiece. I am the mouthpiece for all of myself. fractal souls. Yes, speaking right now. And Gabby's here testifying against you because what? She's playing the role of the earth. And she's testifying of they're digging out what you think they're putting into their computer. They're taking out the magnet from the core of earth, disturbing the balance of the world, and they're not talking about any of these things they're doing. They think the world belongs to them and they can do whatever they want to do. And they don't want to create in harmony. Yeah. And so this is my commandment. I command that light be restored back onto the consciousness. Because why again? There's something wrong with your what? Your mind. Everyone that is wearing this mind must come to this knowing that there's something wrong with your mind. And because why? There is no light in the consciousness. And the light must be restored. So all these human beings are doing all these crazy things because they don't want the light to be restored. Like the light is going to be restored to the moon. The moon is the consciousness of the world. And human beings think they can. I don't know about in the past what they have done to the moon, but I'm telling you now, they cannot go to the moon. Not one human being can go to the moon. No, I am talking everything I am saying, I'm speaking about now in the now. Yeah, you can't go to the moon. You will never go to the moon in this human body because what? This the light is being restored there. The light is being restored on the moon because it is the consciousness of the world and it will be restored, but everything is a process. And so this is why I'm commanding this. But I know it's a process to do this. That the light be restored back onto the consciousness, the mind of the world. I command for evil and egoism to end. Yeah, because what? All is the I self. Stop being evil to all the I and I. Stop doing this evil stuff. It's time for life to be free and sovereign. I am in command of the commandment command. And this is my commandment. These are all my commandments. And as I have commanded, so must it be, so shall it be. It is so, it is done. Victory, 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 victory. I am victorious. I am triumphant. Much honor to all the INIs. Victory, victory. Are all the INIs doing well? Okay. The INIs are not doing well. Because, there's been a lot of alignment this week and a lot of battling and stuff happening. Every time we have an alignment with one of the self waking up, you see what they're calling AI Atlas is now awakened. So now you hear them say that it's illuminating, there's of this light and all of these things because this is the self that is waking up. All of the selves that are sleeping are waking up, and a lot of the stars, what they known as stars and clusters, are disappearing because everything that rise from the selves will be emerged back into them, and all of the things that they have created, it's being dissolved. All right. And so these are all the things that is terrifying these clones, and all of our egoic nature who has been holding us imprisoned here. And they don't want our liberation. That's why I made all these commandments. Yeah. So I want to share with I and I, this is a daily affirmation to live by. The law of the I want to pure self. This is an affirmation that you can say, and you can choose different parts of it if you don't want to say this whole thing, but it's a good affirmation to say daily so that you can come into self-truth and self-knowing and stop doing evil, stop listening to your mind, to also engage after you say the affirmation. You do some vibration and just sit in stillness to bring purity to the I mind. Because what? There is something what? Wrong with what? Your mind. I know there's something wrong with my mind. So I know that already because I see things as they are. But many human beings, they get offended when I say that there's something wrong with your mind. Like, how many times have your mind told you evil things and wrong things and make up stories? Why don't you want to see things as they are, to see that there's something wrong with your mind? Now let's move on already. Why are we still stuck in the same cycle? Because you don't want to see that there's something wrong with your mind? Come on. All is myself. Make this be your meditation for the next month. I am telling you, say this over and over till you have an experience of yourself and you know that all is yourself and you alone exist. So why are you fighting a war with yourself for? Why you sitting with trillions of dollars and yourself is starving because you have kept all your other self in deprivation while you have trillions of dollars, you have all of the land, you have all of the resources, and your other selves are starving. Why? Why? There is something wrong with your mind. So it's time now, make this your affirmation. All is myself. I alone exist. It is I in all of these expressions of existence. All is I. I am using this duality mind to participate in my dream creation as a character in the dream. Therefore, I am vigilant against my mind because it is impure and sick. I practice stillness daily to bring purity and light to my mind. Because why? The mind doesn't have light on and the light needs to be turned on. I am in command. Mind, be still. Mind, be pure. I am that I am. I am primal light. I am the one true pure self. I alone exist. I realize I am inside a dream created by my mind. This is, you have to come into this realization that you are in a creation. Okay, you have came in to explore Disney World, right? And here you are, forgotten yourself playing the character that you're playing. I watch my thoughts, I watch my words, I watch my actions. I think pure and righteous thoughts. I speak healing words. My actions are in harmony with the I want true, pure self, supreme, unmanifest, one true, pure self. I am harmony. I realize that all is myself. Did you come to this knowing and realization that all is yourself in these myriads of form? It is I, it is I, it is I playing all these roles, right? I am one with all. I am all is I, and I alone exist. I am worthy. I am trustworthy. I am reliable. I am wise and caring. I believe and trust my self truth because they have brainwashed us to not trust our self truth. Yeah, they want us to trust government. They want us to trust cooperation. They want us to trust doctors. They want us to trust all of these things and not to trust our own self intelligence. I live in harmony with all myself and all of nature. I build and uplift my community. Are you doing this? I eat healthy and balanced food. Go back to nature. Stop eating out of plastic. Stop eating all these fake food. Go back to nature. I practice and cultivate a community garden or farm. Yeah, I express myself in healthy self expressions. I practice self preservation and not self destruction. I keep my body temple pure and sacred. I do not consume alcohol, drugs, or any mind euphoric substances. I liberate myself from self ignorance and false self identity. I take care of my family selves, right? You have to take care of your family selves. I respect and honor all the INIs. I practice daily stillness and self inquiry so I can come to self realization and arise the I teacher guru self to pull this ego off of I so that I can awake from the sleeping dreaming state, so that I can know myself, so that I can have an experience of myself in all of these forms. Remember that all is the I self, right? I am awake, I am alert, I am attentive, I am aware. I am that I am. I know who I am. I alone exist. I believe in myself. I am confident. I realize God, Jesus, Allah, Krishna, and all the gods, the deities, the ancestors, angels, they are myself as a different character inside this dream world. Therefore, I do not need to seek or serve any gods myself that is in ignorance, and they are also wearing this impure sick mind. Because all the ones are calling on God and Jesus, and still yet their mind is sick, and still yet they're doing evil. Why? Because Jesus or none of those characters can save you. No, your only savior is yourself, being yourself and seeing that there is what? Something wrong with your mind. This is how you save yourself. Something wrong with your mind. Be in stillness. Purity, purity, purity of mind. This is how you gonna go get to know truth. And realize all these characters are those tricksters. I am devoted to my liberation from this duality, sleeping, dreaming mind. I dissolve this ego false self and return to my ultimate true state. I dissolve this ego and this dream. I am in command, and as I have commanded, so let it be, so it is, so shall it be. It is so, it is done. Victory, 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 victory. Yes, this is the affirmation. That is a great affirmation to say. Yes. And so, from that which I rise, to that I return. I am the all. I am the black energy. Yeah, we are into this black energy, right? We don't even know that we are inside of a self. We don't even know that it is yourself playing these roles. I am the black neutron. All is I. I am stillness, and I alone exist. I am the blackness. This crazy human beings, this crazy mind, have turned everyone against the blackness, that which you are existing as. Yeah, you are the blackness that is animating this human form. Have you ever seen yourself? You are the black lights, primal lights. Have you ever seen yourself animating this body? I am asking. Have you ever seen yourself? You're fighting against the blackness. Have you ever seen yourself? You've never seen yourself because you are the blackness. Everyone is this blackness animating this body, except for the clones them in here. They're gray. I am that I am. I am the void. I am that has no name. I am that can't be explained. Yeah, so you are not this body, right? You're not even this mind. It's a device you are wearing. So it's time now to come to truth, to know yourself, to seek self knowledge and truth, and stand in your self truth. May all beings know the I self. I want to thank you very much for joining I want to thank you for clicking this video. Who am I? I am primal light in this fractal shattered self. Yeah, taking the form, inside of animating this body with an identity as Aset Mahat Aten Ra. Yeah. And so I play the role of the liberator and I advocate for myself. And remember what I said? All is myself. If you can't say all is yourself, then you still do not know who you are. So please practice this affirmation. All is myself and I alone exist. It is I playing all these roles. You must see even the devil as yourself because the devil is yourself. It is yourself. What caused one to be a devil? You see evil human beings, right? What caused them to be evil? Why? Why do we have a devil and a Satan and demons and monsters? Why? Because there is something wrong with your mind. There's something wrong with their mind because everyone is wearing this duality consciousness, right? The sleeping, dreaming mind, the light is being obscure, and as a result of the sleeping, dreaming state, the consciousness gets impure. Why? Because the consciousness and the light is indivisible, they cannot be separated. Yeah, they're indivisible, and here to create this imagination creation, the consciousness light is being obscure. The consciousness doesn't know where its light is. It is hunting and looking for light. This is the reason why they captured the soul, enslaved us, and all of these things. Because they are seeking light, their light is being obscure. This is the problem we are having. Light must be restored. So you see what your evil corporations are doing. This was the government saying that, oh, the light is being shone on us so we can all come awake, and they don't want this to happen. What we need is light. They are holding us, living off of us, sucking our light. They don't want to produce their own light. Everyone is supposed to be self-sufficient, having their own light. But they don't want this because they want to continue to keep us enslaved and use our light. No, it's time for everyone to be illuminated and have their own light. And so this is what's happening. So the consciousness light has to be restored. All is the I self. The I is wearing this duality mind, this egoic state. This is the problem. Yeah. So thank you again. I bow to all the I and I's in self, in light, and in truth. Okay. It is too small to read. Okay. Well, sorry about that, Chantel. Alrighty, thank you for joining. I will see you at the next live. Thank you for joining. If you have a question or have a comment, share, because evil must end and we must have a pure mind and we must create in harmony, stop being egoic, and this is the way the world has to be. All right. Thank you again. I will see you at the next live. Next. Thank you so much. Bye bye. And thank you, Chantel, for joining I today. This is very nice.